Chapter 1. The Warden's View. In the dimly lit office of the maximum security prison, Warden Elizabeth Carter reflects on her unconventional approach to criminal justice. This isn't just a place of punishment, it's an opportunity for growth and change, she asserts. With a firm belief that every inmate carries a narrative worthy of exploration, she introduces the collective diary project intended to amplify their voices. The diary is not merely about documenting daily life behind bars, but about igniting a sense of hope and agency among those often seen as lost causes. Elizabeth shares her vision of a rehabilitative environment where inmates can confront their pasts, nurture their talents, and dream of a future beyond the prison walls. By letting them write their stories, we're fostering a community, she explains. As the chapter closes, anticipation builds for the tales that will emerge, a tapestry of struggle, resilience, and the quest for redemption. Chapter 2. Lost and Found. Marcus sits on the edge of his cot, the stark prison walls reminding him of the 20 years ahead. Once a notorious gang leader, memories of violent nights pulse through his mind like a relentless drumbeat. Each choice, every grim encounter, has brought him to this desolate place. In this chapter, he opens up about his early days in prison, an environment thick with fear and anger where survival felt like a daily battle. But amidst the loneliness, unexpected friendships emerge, woven through shared struggles and whispered dreams. Marcus recalls moments of vulnerability, where he learned to share his story rather than hide in the shadows. With each diary entry, a flicker of hope ignites, a longing for redemption, a desire to make amends for the pain he's caused. Behind those bars, he embarks on a transformative journey, rediscovering his humanity and the possibility of a brighter future. Chapter 3. The Artist's Palette, Jamila's Journey. Jamila sits alone in her sparse cell, a blank canvas before her, an opportunity for rebirth. Convicted of fraud, she initially arrived weighed down by shame and self-loathing, but the prison's walls soon transformed into a sanctuary for her artistic spirit. Through paint and brush, Jamila channels her tumultuous emotions, each stroke a cathartic release from the pain of her past. As she delves deeper into her craft, Jamila establishes connections with fellow inmates, inviting them to join her creative sessions. These shared moments become a refuge, fostering camaraderie and vulnerability as they explore their own insecurities and dreams. Art transcends the prison's harsh reality, illuminating the power of expression and healing. In those vibrant colors, Jamila unearths her identity, realizing that creativity can flourish even in the darkest corners. With each new piece, she not only redeems herself but also inspires others to embrace their hidden talents, sparking a newfound sense of hope and purpose within the prison walls. Chapter 4. The Librarian of Secrets, Samuel's Redemption. In the dim light of the prison library, Samuel finds solace among the shelves lined with stories waiting to be unveiled. Serving life for a crime of passion, he believes that literature holds the power to transform. Armed with a book in hand, he introduces fellow inmates to the worlds crafted by authors long gone. Through the creation of a reading group, Samuel encourages them to confront their emotions, opening doors to unspoken traumas and unprocessed regrets. Each meeting sparks profound conversations, laughter mingling with tears, as inmates share personal revelations inspired by the texts. Samuel, once silent and introspective, blossoms as he witnesses the healing power of words. The library becomes a sanctuary, a space where broken souls can mend through storytelling. As they delve into the narratives of others, the inmates experience catharsis, fostering hope for a future defined not by past mistakes, but by the possibility of redemption. Chapter 5. Breaking the Cycle, Laura's Redemption. Laura sits on her cot, staring at the peeling paint on the wall, the weight of her past pressing down on her. A mother of two, she reflects on the choices that led her here. Years lost to addiction, moments stolen from her children. Each day, the prison walls echo reminders of her mistakes. Yet within this confinement, a flicker of hope ignites. Determined to break the cycle, Laura finds purpose in guiding others through support groups. She shares her story, creating a safe space where vulnerability transforms into strength. In her voice, there's a blend of sorrow and resilience, a testament to the power of motherhood and forgiveness. As she witnesses others reclaim their lives, the stigma of her past begins to dissolve. In this concrete realm, Laura diligently plants seeds of hope, nurturing the belief that redemption isn't just a distant dream. It's a path that can be forged, one day at a time. Chapter 6. The Mentor, Old Man Jenkins' Wisdom. Old Man Jenkins, a weathered figure with silver hair and a gravelly voice, has spent the better part of his life within these prison walls. As he sits in the common room, surrounded by younger inmates, he shares stories steeped in regret and hard-earned wisdom. Every choice we make comes with a price, he often reminds them, his eyes reflecting years of pain and insight. Jenkins recounts the mistakes that led him here, lost opportunities, relationships shattered by crime. But he is not just a relic of the past. He believes mentorship can break the cycle that binds his peers. If I can guide just one of you to a better path, he insists, then my time here holds meaning. His kindness and genuine desire to inspire spark hope in those around him, igniting a fire of possibility. Through Jenkins' teachings, the younger inmates begin to envision futures beyond their sentences, motivated by the belief that redemption is real and attainable. Chapter 7. A Breath of Fresh Air, The Garden Project. The prison yard had always felt like a barren wasteland, echoing with the sounds of despair. But when the warden initiated the garden project, a glimmer of hope began to sprout among the inmates. As Marcus, Jamila, and Laura gathered shovels, soil, and seeds, an unlikely camaraderie took root. They shared laughter and stories while turning the earth, their hands caked with mud, their spirits lightening with each seed they planted. In this patch of green, they discovered a sanctuary and an escape from their harsh realities, each sprout a symbol of resilience and renewal. As they nurtured the fragile plants, the scent of earth and the hum of bees became their therapy. Through watering the plants, they began to water the seeds of change within themselves, learning that growth was possible, even among the most hardened of souls. In the garden, redemption blossomed under the warm sun, offering comfort and unity in their shared journey. Chapter 8. The Weight of Regret, Carlos' Confession. Carlos sits alone in the dim light of his cell, the weight of regret heavy upon his chest. He recounts the fateful night that led to his incarceration, the moment his life spiraled into chaos, leaving pain and loss in its wake. A haunting memory lingers, the cries of a loved one as he made choices that would forever alter their lives. In soft, trembling words, Carlos shares his journey of guilt and isolation, revealing how his actions have carved a chasm between him and his family. Through therapy sessions, he begins to confront his past, learning to navigate the labyrinth of his emotions. Each shared story from fellow inmates becomes a mirror, reflecting both their suffering and the hope for redemption. He expresses his longing to make amends and to seek forgiveness from those he's hurt. In this act of vulnerability, Carlos discovers that acknowledging his pain is the first step toward healing, both for himself and for others. Chapter 9. Bridging the Gap, Elise's Journey. In this chapter, Elise, a former high school teacher, offers a poignant reflection on the choices that led her to prison. Once a beacon of hope for her students, Elise fell into a downward spiral of poor decisions, driven by the pressure to maintain financial stability. As she shares her story, her voice quivers with regret. She recalls the day she traded her passion for education for a life of crime. Now, behind bars, Elise finds purpose in creating inmate-led workshops. She organizes classes that allow her fellow inmates to share their skills, fostering a sense of empowerment and connection. Through teaching, Elise not only seeks redemption for herself, but also hopes to inspire others to rewrite their narratives. In her eyes, education is the bridge to a bright future, and with each workshop, she reaffirms her commitment to healing and rebuilding her life, one lesson at a time. Chapter 10. Resilience in Adversity, David's Fight. David's voice trembles as he recalls the relentless bullying that marked his childhood. Growing up in a tumultuous environment, he often felt like an outsider, yearning for acceptance and love. His struggles led him down a dark path, ultimately culminating in a series of decisions that landed him in this prison. In the confines of his cell, David confronts his trauma and the scars it has left. Through writing, he finds solace, transforming his pain into art and poetry. In sharing his journey with fellow inmates, he discovers a sense of community, an unexpected kinship born from shared struggles. David's story is one of resilience. He learns to embrace vulnerability rather than hide from it. As he notes in the diary, "It's never too late to break the chains of my past. With each day, I'm learning to rewrite my narrative." In reclaiming his voice, David inspires hope and growth within himself and others. Chapter 11. Voices of the Unheard. In a dimly lit room, a circle of chairs becomes a sanctuary for the inmates, where the walls echo with the weight of collective burdens. The session begins with hesitant introductions, voices trembling as they share raw stories of loss, regret, and heartache. Each inmate takes a turn, opening up like a flower in bloom, revealing the scars that life has etched upon them. For many, this is the first time they articulate their pain, confronting emotions long buried beneath layers of shame. As they listen and nod in understanding, a profound sense of community blossoms. Bonds are forged through empathy, laughter punctuates the tears, and the isolation of prison life begins to dissolve. In these moments of vulnerability, hope emerges, a shared understanding that healing is possible, that redemption starts with embracing the truth of their pasts. Together, they find strength in their voices, amplifying the message that they are more than their mistakes. Chapter 12. Breaking Bread, the Culinary Initiative. In the heart of the prison, a new camaraderie flourished through the Culinary Initiative, where inmates gathered to learn the art of cooking. Under the guidance of a spirited chef volunteer, each session became a culinary journey, transforming simple ingredients into communal meals that nourished both body and spirit. Elise, an inmate with a passion for baking, took the lead, sharing her grandmother's cherished recipes, each dish infused with memories of home. As they kneaded dough and chopped vegetables, laughter filled the kitchen, creating a sense of unity previously absent in their lives. Inmates shared stories of resilience and redemption over simmering pots, creating more than just meals. They forged bonds that transcended past mistakes. Each shared bite served as a metaphor for healing, illustrating how nourishment could bind hearts and foster hope, reminding everyone that even within prison walls, moments of joy and connection are still possible. Chapter 13. The Bonds of Family, Letters from Home. In this poignant chapter, inmates reflect on the letters that arrive like lifelines from the outside world. Each envelope carries a piece of hope, a tether to their past, and a reminder of the families they've left behind. Among the inmates, David shares how his daughter's words inspire him to change. Her drawings fill his bunk with vibrancy and warmth, igniting his determination to break the cycle of despair. Laura reads from a letter penned by her mother, a mix of forgiveness and unwavering love that fuels her journey towards redemption. Samuel reveals the joy in receiving notes from his niece, whose innocence and encouragement remind him of the man he wishes to become. These letters spark moments of vulnerability, igniting laughter and tears alike, as the inmates bond over their shared experiences. Through the written word, they find solace and renewed purpose, nurturing the hope that family connections can heal even the deepest wounds.